Hello everyone, it is 12 o'clock here, or just after 12, just after midnight. So I'm very tired, but I've been told that I need to be more consistent and upload more videos to the YouTube channel because Lads Talk is currently very dry. We had a couple of nice, really good videos and then suddenly just lost the momentum. So need to get back into it. So thought I'll do something different today, hopefully to propel the channel back to its former glory. So a quick catch up with me, and wanted to share a few things that I've learned actually recently. And I want to do a quick catch up, share what I've learned, and hopefully talk about some other things. Um, so yeah, let's do that. Was meant to record at night, but didn't fancy getting bitten by mosquitoes. So I'm reading this book at the moment called The Five Types of Wealth. Um, it's really good. So it talks about financial, social, time, and there's some other types of wealth that I've not got onto yet. But it's really good because it's opened up kind of my understanding, things I already know that I kind of needed someone to remind me of again. But I think the key thing that I've learned from it is to enjoy the now and really make sure I'm living in the now, because now only lasts now, and it won't last forever. Um, so I wanted to share a couple of things that I've learned. One of those things being, I think, removing imposter syndrome. And if you follow the channel, we've talked about imposter syndrome a lot. We talked about how imposter syndrome basically means you holding yourself back by telling yourself, no, I'm not really cut out for such and such thing. This vlog thing is a good example, because so many times I'm thinking, oh well, I don't know how it's going to turn out, I don't know how to record it, what to talk about, how to do things. But you start to realize that the only thing that'll happen by me not doing that thing is I will lose out. And it's happened with a lot of things. We've mentioned before about jobs, and jobs is a good one, like applying for a job because maybe you don't have a desirable criteria, or the salary is too high, you won't, how can you be making that salary, that kind of stuff. But the difference is between whether you get that job or not, the difference is whether you click apply. Because at the end of the day, if you apply, you at least have a percentage of a chance of getting that job. But if you don't, it's zero. And a percentage, 1% is always even better than 0%, right? I know that there's a lot of people leaving, they just complete GCSEs, A levels, maybe uni at some point of the year, or they graduate, they don't know what to do. The first thing you do after you graduate or you complete these kind of studies, the first thing you do is get rid of your imposter syndrome. Stop telling yourself you can't do something. Stop telling yourself the doors are closed on you. It's not open for you. It's only open for a set of or type of person, but not you. That's the first thing you need to make sure that you do after you finish any stage of your life. You could even be finished education long ago and you're just on a job that's turned really stagnant and boring. You need to be telling yourself that, no, wait, this isn't my finish line. I've got ages and ages and ages left to go. The worst that can happen is I apply, or I push myself, I try it out, and it didn't work out, and I learned why it didn't work out, and I'll try again. Or I learned that, wait, that's not the direction for me. I'm better suited for a different direction. I've started realizing recently that you don't have to go to another country. You don't have to leave even your own town. You don't even have to leave your own road, really, to appreciate life and appreciate what you're doing. You really just have to make sure that you've muted everything else, taking care of the noise, and then you'll start to appreciate that. Hold on, I'm actually doing quite well. So there's lots of people who tell you, well, I can't travel because I don't have money. I can't do that because I don't have the time. To be honest, you don't really need that much time. You just need your evenings, you need your weekends. That's what you need to do to just break out of that routine. That's one of the biggest things that are holding you down, is your routine. A lot of us are stuck in the work cycle, the work life, and we're like, you know what, I need to break out of the 9 to 5 cycle. I need to become a wealthy businessman and work for myself and then I'll be happy because I'm not going to be working under anyone, under these time frames or whatever. I know people who are rich, and I know people who don't work 9 to 5 and they're still not living their lives. They've got money to do things, they've got the time to do it, and they're still just not doing it because the appreciation isn't there. It all starts with the appreciation. When I was a teacher, there was this question I asked some of my students. I asked them, who here has seen a cow before in real life, not a picture. You've actually gone to a farm or you've driven past a farm and you've seen a cow or a sheep or something. And not a single student, except for one student, not a single student lifted their hand up, except for the one, and said, yeah, I live with cows. They said that they live on a farm, they have horses there, cows there, chickens, you know, the whole shebang. But yeah, only that one student had seen a cow and the rest had never seen a cow in person. And you might be thinking, Sadiq, you'll chill out. It's just a cow. Why are you getting so emotional over a cow? but that's not the point. The point is that such a basic thing, like an animal, that's not a cat, dog, or a goldfish or something, you've never seen, or a pigeon, okay? You've never, apart from those 3-4 animals, you've never seen any other animal before that you so easily can see. You just take a trip down the A road or the motorway and you see these animals just walking in some field somewhere, but you've never seen that. I just realized you've never left your town, you've never left that little vicinity, that area that you live in, and you're missing out on so much. And this isn't to put anyone down that, oh yeah, you're missing out on life, you're a loser. It's nothing like that. But if you're complaining, if you're in a position where you're complaining, oh, life is so boring, I feel so bored all the time, I have nothing to do, go out. You can go out. You don't need a car, you don't need public transport even. You can walk. If you're spending all your time on TikTok, if you're spending all your time on your phone playing games, arguing with people, just doing the basic thing, going around to that same relative's house every time and really not doing anything different, then the complaint that you're making, if you change that, you start realizing the only person holding me back from figuring that complaint out and getting rid of that dissatisfaction that I had is you. You're the only person. You just have to go out there and do it. The book I'm reading, another thing actually, is that they asked millionaires and billionaires, how much money do you need to be financially free? Every single millionaire that they asked, or billionaire that they asked, each and every single one of them asked, like, basically said, if I had just a couple more or 100 more million, then I'd be able to retire, I'd be able to do this. So if the most wealthiest, richest billionaires and millionaires are saying they need a couple more million pound or dollars to retire and chill in life, then us who don't have any millions to worry about, what's stopping us? The answer is us. That you will never have the right moment, you will never have the right amount, you will never have the right time to retire, to chill, to relax. The right time is always going to be now. Right now people are finishing their GCSEs, like I said, the A-levels, uni people are probably laughing like, yeah, they got 3-4 months now to chill till their first semester. But A-level students, GCSE graduate students, right now is your time. The next 6 weeks, if I'm being honest, as like an older person, my advice is the next 6 weeks, you take out your time, you say, this 6 weeks, how can I make sure not a single day in these 6 weeks, not a single week goes by and I haven't done something that that I didn't enjoy. And a good example, 2 of my students actually reached out to me, 2 students that I tutor, and they said, oh, if you have time, could you help us go through our CVs? And they just finished GCSE, so them asking for their CVs now, that is an awesome move, because they're getting ready for well in the future. So later on, they won't have to start from scratch. They've already got a baseline. That's good. They want to use their time. Maybe they want to use a week or 2 to get work experience, enter the working world, get some experience that'll help them later on. That's their choice. And if you want to do that, you can also use that opportunity to use that time to look for opportunities to work, get experience. But again, it doesn't have to be work related. It doesn't have to be study related. As long as it's you related and you're giving time to yourself and you alone, then you smashed it. So yeah, I just wanted to share a couple of these things that I've learned, or shall I say remembered, or was reminded of recently. I thought it'd be beneficial to share. If it was, let me know. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video, share it with others, and of course subscribe. Another point I was gonna make, which I forgot to make earlier, which was the reason why sometimes you feel like maybe you can't actually go do things, you don't have the time for it, you can't leave work to the side or study to the side. It's because the way our lifestyles are, we've got a very routine lifestyle. So you've got work starts at a certain time, or school starts at a certain time, ends at a certain time, you've got a certain type of break, and then it's hard to kind of suddenly be spontaneous like that. I think the first way to prepare yourself or put yourself into a situation where you can relax, start with your evenings and start with your weekends, because then at least you get a bit of practice. Then if you're a working person, you usually get about 25 days, 30 days holiday. Then you know how to use your holiday, you know how to unwind, because you already had practice using the weekends or the evenings. And then through that, then you know how to break out of your routine. Otherwise, you're kind of just following that same stagnant thing that you're doing every single day. And that makes it much harder to wind down and just tell yourself, yeah, okay, I can relax now, I can just do this now. There's a lot of people I know, my own colleagues, friends, family, who don't know how to turn themselves off, like how to just be out of the office or out of the classroom. They're 24/7, they're thinking about work. Even after work's finished, they're thinking about work. So it's really important to know when to stop. We weren't made to work, we were made to live, and so it's called living. So it's important to live, it's important to actually enjoy your life. And if you find yourself stuck in a routine which is rewarding someone else and isn't rewarding you, then you need to break out of that routine. I'm not telling anyone go quit your job or quit your education right now. Just saying you need to mold your life in a way that, yeah, work is there, education, school time, learning time is also there, but you also need time where it's just for you. It could just be sleeping, to be honest. It could be sitting down and sitting in a park. It could be going and eating somewhere. But you need time that's just for you and not for anything else. I mean, even as Muslims, if you look at it, Muslims, we pray 5 times a day, right? So if we're praying 5 times a day, it's kind of like Allah has given us 5 times in a day where we need to just say, no matter what else we're doing, we need to actually take some time out and we need to pray. We need to unwind, chill, relax, and focus on the one thing that is actually important to us, which is our faith, our religion, and reconnecting with the one who created us. Similarly, you also need to give time to another important person, which is yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in because I thought that's a really important point that I missed out earlier. And hopefully people going into the summer season, whether you're working or whether it's your holidays, break out of whatever routine you've been in, break out of it, or prepare yourself to break out of it, depending when this video goes out and when you're watching it. But prepare yourself or break out of these routines, because they're what's going to also keep you down. That's all I wanted to say, or that's all I wanted to add. Can't think of anything else right now. Yeah.